For a band that is famous around the world, Pink Martini has a strange ability to fly under the radar. Many have never heard of them, but devoted fans of all ages, from California to Croatia, flock to concerts to hear songs in some 24 languages. Pink Martini's leader, Thomas Lauderdale, says they could be the house band for the United Nations.
It was always this sort of idea of bringing in a crazy melange of people who wouldn't necessarily sit next to each other to sit next to each other.
Although often nobody is sitting at a Pink Martini concert. Energetic performances take on the air of a party, with everybody invited. The band of 12 musicians is anchored by Lauderdale and lead singer China Forbes.
I'm more sort of real world and he's sort of dream world. You know, he brings more of a fairy dust and I bring something of reality.
Lauderdale started Pink Martini 17 years ago in Portland, Oregon, for a political fundraiser.
I needed an opening act, so threw on a cocktail dress and started the band Pink Martini.
You threw on a cocktail dress?
I did. Just that once. Or twice.
They still play for causes, performing recently at the Occupy protest in Portland. Pink Martini's musical style can be hard to define, but Lauderdale says he knows exactly what it is.
It's old-fashioned symphonic global pop. What do you think of that? It's old-fashioned in the sense that it has this sort of aesthetic from the 40s, 50s, up to maybe 64.
For Lauderdale, 1964 marks the end of a particular era in America.
I think that there became less a commitment to sort of beauty. The music becomes less melodic, the pop music, sort of after 64.
You weren't born then.
I wasn't born, right, I was born in 1970, which is sort of a disappointment.
He makes up for being born too late by surrounding himself with relics from that earlier age. He drives around Portland in a Nash Metropolitan built in 1959.
This car is still fantastic, and it's stylish, and I feel like Santa Claus driving it around town.
Lauderdale and Forbes first met as students at Harvard.
Mostly I threw parties at Harvard. I was sort of the cruise director of the Harvard campus.
He always sort of gathered people and encouraged people to develop their talent. That's what he did with me.
Their very first collaboration resulted in a hit, not here, but in France.
Je ne veux pas travailler. It's known by, I think, all French people, which is so amazing.
One woman from Paris even insisted to Forbes the song was an old French classic.
She said, "No, you didn't write that song. That's an Edith Piaf song." And I was like, "No. Have you heard my accent?"
Their success in French launched Pink Martini on a linguistic journey. Forbes now sings in more languages than she can keep track of.
You know, it's always disappointing to the fans when they find out that I don't actually speak fluently the 15 languages.
But earlier this year, she couldn't sing in any language. She was ordered to stop singing after developing polyps on her vocal cords.
And the bad news is that our singer, China Forbes, is about to undergo an operation on her vocal cords. It's the most horrifying thing imaginable.
For most of the year, the band toured with guest vocalists filling in for China. Finally, 2 weeks ago, she returned, making Pink Martini complete for an appearance on NBC's Tonight Show.
Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree for me.
Let's take it from the top.
Back together, Pink Martini is going back to normal, being the most popular band you never heard of.
It does kind of feel like if Pink Martini was really famous, it would spoil it. It's right now, it's this somewhat undiscovered special treat that people who know about it are really, really supportive of and devoted to.